evening, everyone. It's Kalini Kent here on Time to Talk, our regular session at 8 o'clock every evening. And in the studio tonight, I've got two amazing ladies who I've got to know over the last sort of 6 to 12 months, who have got an incredible story to tell you about their new group. Well, it's not a new group, actually, since lockdown, Iwow, but also about the incredible launch of a book called Inspirational Women of the World. So I would love to welcome into the studio to join us Dawn Evans and Tracey Smolinski. Hello, ladies.
Hi, thanks for having us.
It's so lovely, this. And I just wanted, this is just literally, guys, an off-the-cuff discussion tonight, because I have been to the launch party of their book, which was officially launched today. And we wanted to make it into a bestseller. And I just thought, what an opportunity. We've just literally off the cuff here, aren't we, ladies, just to talk about the book, what inspired you, how it came about, and maybe give a few quotes from it, because I think it would be awesome for people to see how special it is, because I was incredibly moved tonight when I was in the meeting. It was
so was I, me too.
So do you want to start by telling us, we are streaming into not only my Facebook page and my group, but we're also into Iwow, which actually stands for Inspirational Women of the World. And in fact, there's an amazing logo behind your head, isn't there, Dawn?
Yes, it certainly is. It certainly is.
So do you want to tell us, ladies, how that all came about?
Yeah, sure. Well, Inspirational Women of the World group came about through COVID, really. I mean, obviously the pandemic hit, and 23rd of March, everything fell off a cliff, including my business. I run a training center and that shut down. And I just thought, you know, I'm not the only one that's in the middle of a crisis here. There's lots of women that need help. They need inspiration. They need lifting up and support. So I started a Facebook group with my gorgeous friend Tracey, who's on tonight. Tracey and I have been friends for many, many years. We both run companies of similar sizes, and it's tough being at the top, isn't it, Trace? And you know, it's quite a lonely place, and we bounce off each other. And we thought, you know what, if we could create a community where we can uplift and have other ladies bouncing off us and show them, just because there's a worldwide pandemic, you don't need to be sad, you don't need to be lonely, you don't need to give up hope. So we set out to start a community. Both Tracey and I, we started it together, and it's called Inspirational Women of the World. And we're really proud of the community. We've got now 4,200 ladies in our community, with representatives from 80 different countries, 80. So it is really a worldwide audience. And we just created the book, we put our hands out, we uplifted the community, and the messages of support and gratitude that Tracey and I have received over the last 6 months has been really, really inspirational. So we had an idea to create a book. And I said to Tracey, you know, wouldn't it be absolutely brilliant if we gave these women a voice, if we let them, you know, be heard and allowed them to leave a legacy behind? So we came up with an idea of a multi-author book. I have it here. It's launch day today.
Yes.
How's that for a prop? Right on cue. It's called Inspirational Women of the World. We set out to find 20 inspirational authors. We were inundated with response, which we were absolutely flabbergasted with. So we interviewed the ladies, and the ladies that appear in this book,
they're amazing, aren't
they? Incredible. So I'll hand over to Tracey now and let Tracey tell you a little bit more about the actual 20 authors that actually appear in this book, and how inspirational and how lucky we were to find such a phenomenal group of women to support and to have as co-authors in our Inspirational Women of the World book. So over to you, Tracey.
Well, thank you, Dawn. Can I just mention, just to everybody who's listening, that we do have a comments bar. So please, please, please do interact with us. Do ask us any questions. Say hello to us and let us know that you're there. I can see there's several eyes looking. So if you want to let your name show, you need to give StreamYard permission. But please do interact with these lovely ladies. Ask them any questions, because I've got certainly a few. I'd love to ask you about, you know, are you doing another one? But we'll come to that So yes, Tracey, do you want to share some bit more about the book? Because I was so touched tonight by some of the quotes you quoted.
Yeah, I'll read out some of the quotes in a minute, but I just want to say that, we are really humbled and grateful the fact that, these women that bought into us and bought into our idea really and our dream. And I think, what we noticed during the pandemic, it's a really challenging time at the moment for a lot of people. And a lot of people were worried and they were fearful and, stressing. And one thing that we noticed when we set up Inspirational Women of the World on Facebook, the group, there was a lot of women in there. When we were asking everyone to put their posts up and obviously a little bit about themselves and their backstory, we were reading them. And I was saying, didn't I say to you, Dawn? I said, oh my God, these women are lacking in confidence. They feel as though they've got imposter syndrome. They don't feel worthy. They were putting things in like, we don't feel we're very inspirational, but this is my life. And their backstories were so inspiring. And I actually felt like the imposter because, my life has been pretty privileged, to be fair. I mean, I, grew up in a happy family home with two parents. They're both alive, touch wood, and I didn't have any major issues as a child. But a lot of these people over the years, they've had so many issues. So the book really was to make sure that, letting people know that, it was all about giving the women an opportunity to write their story and share their story and to be heard. But it was more about, as well, is inspiring other people so that nobody's ever on their own and that anything is possible. Because, let's be honest, when you surround yourself with good people and you're in a positive mindset and you surround yourself with successful people, those people lift you up. Because there's so many negative people out there at the moment, loads of negative people. And we don't do negative, do we, Dawn? We're all about positivity. No matter what you do in your life, we've all had struggles. I've had struggles. I've had health issues. I've had lots of issues over the years, but it's how you deal with it. And you've just got to stand up and just fight back and say, determination and success. So I am going to share some of the quotes because I read the book last Sunday because I was interviewing a lot of the women and I didn't want to read it until I got the book in my hands because I love a good book and I've got a pile on my table right now to read.
She has.
Yeah, but I've got to read this book because I want to get to know the women a bit more and get to know their stories and what it is that they're writing about so that I could ask them questions. So there's just little snippet quotes. So Anita Lawrence, who's from Kuala Lumpur, I know she's one of Dawn's coaching clients. She said, lead with vision, inspire with heart, live the example. That's number one. Claire Rees, who's my franchise director for Intrabiz Sweden, and she's obviously bought my franchise for my brand. She said, Richard and I are the type of people who never give up and we pushed ourselves through it, even bagging ourselves a TV documentary with Kevin MacLeod in 2014. Emily Nettle, a lovely, inspiring woman that Dawn has had on her mental health conference, and she's been one of the speakers. Again, and a very, very inspiring young lady who's been through a lot of trauma in her life. And she says, we all need and can be a role model, whether we are a charity worker, a loved one, a coach, or a professional, to offer guidance, strength, and support so we can inspire and grow to help others and ourselves to be the best that we can be. What an inspiring woman she is. And she's been through so much trauma, hasn't she, Dawn?
Oh, 100%. And she was born with a disability as well. She was born with cystic fibrosis. So she's overcome adversity. She's overcome depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and anorexia as well. And now she's a mental health campaigner. And she just does so much fundraising for charity. She's just such an incredible young lady.
I'll just share one of the comments from somebody. I'm listening, but not sure whether you can see me. Thank you. It doesn't actually show what your name is, whoever the Facebook user is, but please do say hi and actually say who you are. You just need to give StreamYard permission. But do you know what? Just want to say that what's lovely about what you're sharing is that I think it will resonate with so many people, won't it? I know you're going to share a few more as well, but I think it resonates because people have been going through so much adversity in their own way. And we are all very stiff upper lip, aren't we? And we try to hide it. And that's what I think is the challenge, isn't it? Because we all sort of try to make out we are coping. But actually, sometimes you need other people to say, I'm struggling and this is what I did to overcome it. And we can learn from that. And that's why I think it is so inspirational, isn't it?
Yeah. Would you like me to share some more?
Yes, please do. Absolutely.
Okay. So then we have Emma Chivers. She said, you will need to put yourself first. And I identify times, opportunities and activities that will help you succeed. Make a plan and stick to it, because obviously if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, as I always say.
Yeah.
And then Jan Mayfield, we let go by cutting the emotional ties that no longer serve us, by letting go of illness or traumatic events so that they do not define us. You are not the event. Begin to think of yourself as a spectator, the soul, looking at the human experiences. And then Jenny Dunman, another super lady, she had a quite a challenging life from an early age. She said, from the moment we are born, we are influenced by family, friends, school, others, opinions, beliefs, circumstances, and events. These things can shape the rest of our lives and can help determine whether we succeed in life or fail. So, you know, some of these stories are so inspiring. I could go on, but I would be here all night. But, you know, I don't want to go on for too long. But it's just really just to get the message out there and just to let people know that nobody should ever be on their own. Everybody wants to belong to something or to someone, which is what I said earlier, you know, on the lawn. And if you can make someone feel special, you can make someone feel that they belong to you or to someone else or to a family or a community or a tribe of people, they will never forget you. And it's amazing what comes from those opportunities when you actually start to speak to people and you connect and engage with them and help other people. And, you know, the magic does start to happen, let me tell you.
I think also what's very apparent from it all as well is that very often we can all at different times go into quite a dark place where we see there's no way out. I think people can resonate with. I think people have been, with COVID, being put into quite a stressful, traumatic situation, haven't they? And it is like a big, for some people, it's been a lot of adversity. Not only the financial worries, juggling home and school life. I mean, you've got a lot of business women, but there are people who've got children and they've been struggling with that as well.
Yeah, of course.
So I do think the challenge is that sometimes it's finding the little tools and strategies and to actually get out of that and dig yourself out of that hole, if that, in the sense that you can sometimes get swallowed up in, where it can become too overwhelming. And what I thought was lovely about just listening to tonight was what you do create is a lovely community feel, that everybody is in it together and there. And I've been involved with you for only a few months, and I love it because I think there is that feel that there's a happy family. Even just being on the Tuesday and Thursday night sessions have been wonderful.
Yeah, I know, and that's what a lot of the women say, don't they, Dawn? They love coming on and they think it's a support network.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, my dog. Yeah, no, it is a brilliant community. And bear with me 1 second.
Okay, my Neely was crying as well. He's looking at the treats on the table.
You we go.
5 dogs between us. So I've got 3 cabochons and Dawn has got 2 Bijons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before Bella started interfering, bless her. What we've done, we've created an amazing community. And what I've said on one of my lives in the previous talks that I've done is, if you put your hands out and you lift women up and you help others, if you ever have to fall yourself, you're not going to fall very far, because you're always going to have hands to catch you. And if you can just see our logo behind, hands around the globe,
logo, that's what we wanted.
That is what Tracey and I are all about, lifting others up. And I always said, you know, we're all in the middle of a pandemic, we're in the middle of a crisis. And if you've put your hands out to help others, if you do need to fall, you are not going to fall very far, because those hands will come right back at you and they will bounce you back up. And that is why it's in our logo. And that's what Inspirational Women of the World and Tracey and I are all about. It's our ethos. We are proud of it. We're proud of this book. We're proud of the women. And we're absolutely proud of the community that Iwow has become.
Brilliant.
Definitely.
So tell me, when you've obviously also got, what are your plans then for the book? I mean, you've obviously got the big launch tonight, and what's the target? Is it to sort of get so many sales, or is it a percent?
Well, we need to get an Amazon #1 bestseller tonight. We need it. So the download for the Kindle is only 99 pence. So for those who are listening and you want to be inspired, you want to be lifted up, you want to help the cause for all these women to be inspirational women, Amazon #1 bestsellers, please get behind us and let's get it up there to be Amazon #1 for all these ladies.
Yeah, we've been keeping tracks all day. We're actually currently on number 13 as we speak. I'm hoping we've gone to number 12. So, you know, we're just on the cusp of the top 10 sellers in Amazon in our category. But like Tracey said, it would be absolutely brilliant. We've reduced it down to 99 pence for a Kindle download. So if anybody is listening to this and they want a stocking filler, or they want an uplifting evening, a tear-jerking evening, an evening of inspiration and hope, then for 99 pence, we're giving you that. So please, please join our mission and get these ladies to Amazon #1 bestseller, because they deserve it.
It's 5 pence.
Sorry, darling.
It's 5 pence a chapter.
Yeah. When you say it like that, Tracey, it's all good.
Absolutely.
I've also I've shared it. Have shared the link, ladies, in the chat. So if anybody wants to find that, but you know, you've obviously done the one book, and you've obviously had a lot of interest. Is there a plan? Is there a plan for a follow-up?
Yes, there is a plan. I mean, we've got a mission behind this book, and Tracey and I are going to be leaving a legacy. So it's not just a book that people are buying into. They're buying into a 10-year mission. So the proceeds from Amazon, from the book sales, will be going into our mission in Africa to build an entrepreneurial village for the women of Africa. So the proceeds of the book will be providing the build. In the build, we'll be providing a unit for the women to become entrepreneurs. They'll be baking bread, they'll be weaving fibres, taking to the souks, recreating an income, feeding and clothing the village with that income. So we are on a mission to make an impact in South Africa. We're actually going, the first build will be ready September 21. Tracey and I are taking 20 inspirational ladies across to Africa, and I know you're one of them, Kalini, to Africa to,
I hope so.
the launch of the build, and the proceeds of this book is going to make that happen. So we're having an impact worldwide. So not only is it a good read, but it's got a purpose and it's got a mission. So it's a 10-year project. So yes, to answer your question, there's another 9 books to come out.
Oh, wow. So each year there will be a different book, and then you're going back there in September.
Yeah.
So each year, each book will put the proceeds of the book to a building. So it's a 10-year project to build an entrepreneurial village in Africa.
But
So
also, don't forget as well, the other reason that we're doing it as well is obviously the charity, which is, you know, primary. But then the other primary reason that we're doing it is to give women an opportunity to have a voice, so that they can write their chapter, that they can have the confidence that now a lot of these women, we're hoping that will go on and we will have inspired them and encouraged them by doing the chapter. They then go on to be authors of their own book, and they can write a whole book, you know? So
exactly.
bearing in mind, over the 10 years, that's only 200 women. So you know, if 200 women, you know, there will be 200 women in the next 10 years that would want to write a book. So we've got to do more now. You know, we thought we were only going to do the one, but there was so much demand that we realized that we have to give other people an opportunity. It's not fair to just create one book and that's that. You can't just stop at one. So you've got to do others, you know, for other women to have that opportunity as well.
Well, I'm definitely interested.
You're there with your book. It's a brilliant opportunity as well for women.
I think that's lovely as well as you doing the retreat, aren't you? Which is in a sense, it's like, do you want to tell us a little bit more about the retreat?
Yeah,
well,
sure.
Start off about how you went to Morocco last year. Was it last year or the year before?
I went to Morocco last year on a charity trek. I'm ex-military, so I went to raise money for the ABF Soldiers Charity, and it was the hardest, most enduring trek of my life. Talk about mental fitness and mental toughness. I climbed to the top of Mount Tubal, which is the highest mountain in North Africa. I nearly killed myself in the process, but we managed to raise loads and loads of funds for the soldiers, which is well-deserved cause. So yeah, I obviously came across the women and the villages and seeing how they live, and wanted to make an impact and make a difference. And I pledged there and then that I would come back to Africa and come back to Morocco and come back with an impact and a purpose to make a positive difference in these women's lives. And that's what this book and our 10-year mission and our project is going to do. And Tracey and I are going to leave a legacy when we're gone too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so, yeah, it's so wonderful. And you know, this is all sort of like music to my heart, because I'm very much into helping to build people with the confidence and the resilience and the mindset, and all of the stories I heard or touched on tonight. And I've just had a flick through the book before coming on tonight. On my Kindle, I bought the Kindle version, but anybody,
thank you.
Thank you.
I wouldn't mind you actually explaining to everybody how you actually can share a Kindle which you buy, but I wasn't really sure about that. But I was just saying it's really been music to my heart, because it resonates so much with me and what I do, and about trying to help people find solutions to their limiting beliefs and their mindset issues and confidence and all of those things. And I think these ladies are such a wonderful example. And I've got to know some of them already through the...
They're fabulous, aren't they? They really are.
Lovely. Really lovely, warm and friendly, and everybody's out to help each other. But I think it's really nice, though, that the way in which everybody, this is nice. Oh, look, amazing. Love this. I'm not sure who this person is. Please do say who you are.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to connect with you.
Yeah,
it's connected with new people, don't we, Dawn?
Always.
And I've got to know you two ladies as well, so in such a lovely way. It's been really a blessing for me.
Oh, lovely.
Hey, right back at you, Kalini.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, darling. So, ladies, is there anything else you wanted to share before we go tonight?
Well, obviously that, we just want everyone to get behind us for the co-authors so that they can become a #1 bestseller. Obviously, our community of inspirational women of the world, we have got a private members club, which a lot of the women all the women who've done the book are in our community. So we are a private members club, but at the end of the day, they're all there to help and support each other. So if anyone is interested in looking at our membership, that want to come into a nice, safe, positive environment with other supportive women, there's no bitchiness, there's no backstabbing, it's all a really nice community. If you want to grow as a person and you want to grow your business, Inspirational Women of the World membership is ideal for you, because of all the things that we're doing. Obviously the retreats with a purpose, and obviously there's other retreats that we're doing as well, masterminding, working on each other's businesses, and helping and supporting each other. We've got a ladies conference as well, haven't we, Dawn, next July, isn't it, in London?
July the 2nd in London.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of plans, a lot going on, but it's all really exciting stuff for us, and obviously for our community, to give them an opportunity. And we're all about creating opportunities for the women so that they can grow as a person and obviously in their business and their life.
Can I sorry, go ahead, Dawn. Sorry.
I'm just going to say, if the ladies want to get in touch with us personally, we're both on Facebook. We both reply to Facebook Messenger, so they can direct message us, or they can drop us an email at hello@iwowglobal.com.
And it was Ellen Kerr. So hi, Ellen.
Yeah, Ellen. So hello, Ellen. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you to actually comment. And please do remember, if you're watching this on replay, please do leave comments, because we will go back. I always go back to all my talks, and I always answer personally to everybody. So please do feel free. The other thing I wanted to just ask you, just as an aside, whenever I do my chats, I love to get to know the people. So I think everybody also likes to get to know that person, because you become more of an authentic person to them. So tell me, how has COVID impacted you and how it has? I know for you, Dawn, you've talked about you've had to change your business model, haven't you?
Of course, it's impacted us both, hasn't it, Dawn?
Yeah, I think my buzzword for this last 6 months is diversification. And I've also been called a phoenix, because everything went down to the ashes and I rose and I grew. So I run a training company. It's a large training company in Wales, and we deliver accredited qualifications, so it's a bit like a mini college, really. And on the 23rd of March, that's when the phone calls came and the cancellations came, and we were running 8 to 10 courses a day. So within the space of 3 hours, we had 30, 40, 50 courses cancelled, and everything just fell off a cliff. And then the training centre shut down for 4 months because of social distancing. We weren't prepared. We didn't have the 2-meter rule or the hand sanitizer, masks. We had to change our training centre. We had to put COVID restrictions, buy extra PPE. put social distancing in our classrooms. So there's been a lot of changes, and also bringing our courses online so we can still service our clients. So I had to learn to use Zoom and Teams, and this is StreamYard. It's all new, and I'm a bit of an IT phobe, so I was always a notepad and pen girl. I still got it here tonight, my notepad and pen. I'm pretty much old school, so I have to learn all these new tricks. So that's why I'd say with the buzzword diversification. And I knew I wasn't the only woman in that scenario, because I had a very, very offline business where I had a training company, I had coaching company, I have a property company and medical supplies, and so a lot of my business is in what we now call the real world, not the online world. So I think getting to know people on the internet and forming this community, Iwow, and then diversifying my company, educating me, as we've flourished. And now this month we've gone from falling off a cliff to closing for 4 months. We're actually on for a record month in November. It's been that busy. We've got courses going online morning, noon and night. In fact, we've got a course online on Zoom as we speak now, which is finishing.
Everyone's watching, I think, and they're thinking we're going back into lockdown again.
So, and I'm so proud of my staff, how they've embraced the change, and so proud of my team and my trainers and my clients. They've all had to embrace change. So it's been a tough time, but diversification has been the key for us in our survival, and the Iwow community has been a lifesaver for us as well.
And what about you, Tracey? How about you?
Did you ask me then? Sorry, because I lost.
You froze.
Yeah, well, I lost 80% of my business because I run a networking company called IntroBiz, and we literally did everything face to face, didn't do anything online. We do expos and events every week, and expos 2 or 3 times a year, big expos, where 80% of my revenue is expos.
Yeah.
So, to lose that was pretty horrific, but you've got to think on your feet. And I always say, through every adversity, there's always a positive and there's always an opportunity to find something else and to, create something else. And obviously, Iwow was one of them. And now we literally pivoted and took all our events online. We're now doing an Introbiz Global Summit next week with the likes of Les Brown, Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins' son, Jarek Robbins, Sharon Lecter, my business mentor, the co-author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. All these people are coming onto our platform, and they're coming on for free. Why? Because we've built the relationships with these people. We've built up the trust. And now we would not have had, had we had all those people at our expo in the face-to-face world, it probably would have cost us £2 million to put that on, with what we've had to pay them. But, we haven't had to pay them, which is awesome. It's quite incredible. So, but you've just got to think differently. You've got to, think on your feet, think quickly. And as Dawn said, diversify. You have to do other things, and you've got to find other ways of making money and trying to find other passive income, which we've now done as well. So
and I think one of my phrases as well when I'm talking to people is that things happen to you. You cannot control what happens to you. It's your locus of control. There's only certain things you can control, and the important thing is how you choose to respond to it. And I think that effectively is all of these ladies in the book. Just if we refer back to the book. That's what they've done. They could have, they've reached rock bottom for a lot of them, but they've actually been able to pick themselves up, and then they've got a good story to tell, and they're working through that. So, and everybody's got challenges, haven't they? So I think it is about how you choose to find the tools, find the support you need. And there is support out there, and building. In fact, I share this Facebook. This person who shared this, building great relationships is so important, and it is, isn't it?
It's paramount, because when you build good relationships and you surround yourself with good, positive, kind people, and successful people, they will brush up on you. They'll brush off on you. You'll be able to learn from them and grow. And it is just, your network is your net worth, and that's a massively believe.
And you become very much like the top 10 people that you surround yourself with.
Yes.
You'll get traits off all of them. And someone said earlier on the book launch, the only time you need to look back is to see how far you've come. And there's no point wallowing in self-pity. There's no point sitting back, feeling sorry for yourself. Okay, COVID come. Just look forward. How can we adapt? How can we thrive and survive? And have a community around while you're doing that. It's just so important. And that's what Tracey and I have created for these women. And we're so super proud of what we've done, aren't we, Tracey?
Absolutely, yeah. But
you've done incredibly well. And I think also the other thing as well is that I talk about the Kubler-Ross change curve and how, in fact, that's a model built on grief. Basically what happens is that people do go into this denial, first of all, don't they? As soon as something, because people resist change, they like to stay in their safe zone, and they don't want to stretch themselves, and anything that's unfamiliar is sort of takes you into panic. So I do think it is a bit like, us, it's our mindset and how we're going to approach it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And
I'm one of those people that never like change, but when you're pushed, you don't realize how strong us women are.
Absolutely. Especially in Iwow.
Yeah, definitely.
In fact, I want to share, this is a lovely lady, Heather T-Base. I write for her. I've been writing for her for 4 years. That's a little joke from her. Yeah, and Heather is an amazing lady. She's got a local magazine, and she has actually had to, which is obviously in print, had the challenges of a magazine which goes out normally to 38,000 odd people. And she's had the challenges, of course, that, it's not an online product normally, and people not wanting to have it through their door during COVID.
Yeah, of course.
So it impacts people in lots of different ways. So there's been lots of learning, hasn't there, from this year?
Massively. Learning every day. I learn every day.
Yeah, I think that's
all day, hey?
I think you're freezing a little bit, Dawn. So listen, ladies, I think we have had a wonderful chat. I would just like to share with everybody as well that I've got a wonderful group as well, which is, it's my page. It's about the fact that I love to help people find the purpose, and it's also building their confidence, resilience, mindset, communication skills. So, please do as well to see if there's any help that you need. I'm very willing to help anybody out there. And just, you can follow me on my Facebook page and group. So it's been lovely having you on, and
thank you so much.
We're probably going to be doing a proper in conversation with both of you ladies at different points, aren't we?
Lovely. Yeah, it was great. Thank you so much for inviting us on. Really appreciate it.
And we'll share this last comment. Amazing girls, well done. I think this may be Ellen still. I think it may be Ellen. But I'll go back. And once I go back into the actual real chat, because we're only seeing a few comments on StreamYard, but please do keep the comments going. If you're listening on replay, let us know. It's #replay, and we'll get back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kalini. Thanks for having us on.
Lovely having you ladies. So thank you, everybody. We'll just wave and say goodbye.
Bye for now. Bye.